Yeah, all good. All good. Ooh, another hot one today. Looks like it's been a hot one today, and yeah, just got up really early this morning and go for a walk and to beat the heat and plenty of hydration, so to speak. And yeah, look, I was doing a bit of reflecting how you look at the research in it. The research suggests that pre-planned responses can speed up effective decision making under pressure. And I suppose when I was reflecting on that, I was thinking, from a martial arts perspective, when I was doing martial arts in my teens and early 20s, two contrasting styles, Wing Chun and Thai boxing, it was great people to learn from. But I realised then, kind of informally, how pre-planning responses can speed up effective decision making under pressure. And it's a skill for me, and I'm not saying it's unique to martial arts, so to speak, by any stretch of the imagination, but I feel there is an application in sort of football, and I've had the opportunity to work with individual players and teams in football for many years. And one of the things for me, and one of the ways to sort of apply it, and I was talking about this whilst I was doing a Zoom session with the Australasian Soccer Academy, Thursday night UK time and Friday morning Australia time, and I spoke to the players about ways to consider applying pre-planned responses. And my thoughts were around how what you do, you think about a scenario and then you rehearse a scenario mentally or physically with a functional drill, so you're clear on what you're going to do in that situation. So for example, it might be from a throw-in, from a free kick, from a breaking play. And so you might say to yourself, well, if I lose concentration, then I'll do a cue, say a word like focus, or do an action and remind yourself to focus on the next action. So it could be, for example, if I lose the ball, then I'll make sure I track back and get into shape. So yeah, I mean, that's sort of where I'm coming from with that. And look, I'm not giving advice or making suggestions here, by the way. I'm just sort of putting it out there and using some of my own experiences anecdotally and so on and so forth. But that's my take on it. You might have different ideas, but I think it's quite useful to go through scenarios. So if a player finds himself under pressure, or even if they're not under pressure, basically they've got an idea of what they'll do in that situation. I think even sort of speaking about it is a good first step, even to sort of like talk about it and say, okay, well, if this happens in a game, this is what I'm going to do. If that happens in a game, this is what I'm going to do. And look, I think for me, it just gives you that extra opportunity to sort of be able to mentally sort of focus on that next action. But that's my take on it. You might see it differently. Always good to hear different perspectives. So that's just my take on it. All good.